one of the things that we wanted to show everybody on that we discussed is cataloging review is how to access our ticketing system when you're in the staff client. And it's real easy. It's right up here on this banner, and you click submit a ticket.
Okay.
And this form comes up, and Sandy can fill it out, or whoever needs to can fill it out. Where it says bib record number, let me get a bib record up
Sure.
so I could show you real faster how to grab that number. So if you just double click on that and then Control C, then you could put the bib number in here if the kind of thing you're reporting, it would seem appropriate. Now, some of the things that when you're in the catalog that you might report for us is if you do an ISBN search and instead of one single record coming up, you get more than one, then click on that submit a ticket, report possible dupes to us, and then we'll go back in and we'll merge the records or whatever it is we need to do.
Okay.
The other thing we like to tell people about is if you have to create a record from scratch, so you do a new record, and it seems to make sense that you click on DVD if that's what it was, but we want you to choose default framework and then fill it in, because usually when you're creating from scratch, it might be a somewhat brief record, and then when you go to overlay it, if you have the default framework, then when you overlay it, it brings in all the fields. Sometimes when it's one of those other frameworks, it doesn't always bring in all the fields. So we like to tell people about that.
Okay.
And then, so what we're doing is with all the libraries, we use a report where we get items cataloged recently, like in the last 2 months or last month or last 6 months, depending, just so we get a critical mass where we kind of analyze and review it. And then one of the first things I do is I look for funny barcodes. So I put the spreadsheet in order by barcode.
Okay.
And then anything that pops out as being funny. So let's look down here at the bottom, all these, whoops. So these don't match your normal barcode of 371111000.
They did not, because we have 30 large print titles on loan from the Talking Book Library. We simply use their barcode.
Excellent. Okay. All righty. That explains that. And then the other thing I do is I do a pivot table where I analyze your I-types and your shelving locations.
Okay.
And then I open up your playbook and I look at what you're using. Now, it's probably okay because I bet these large prints are what we just talked about.
Yes.
So I could either put a shelving location with large print, or since you're just using it for borrowed items from another library, from the state library, we can leave it off, whatever you want to do. Because you don't catalog your own large print and put it in large print?
We used to have our own large print section, but we found two issues. The location was such that it was hard to find, and we found that circulation was substantially smaller on those particular titles and for fiction. So we have labeled them. We put a label on the spine itself and then interfile them in with regular fiction and a few nonfiction with a big large print label on those titles. So at this particular point, the only ones that are separate at this point are those 30 we receive periodically, or we actually refresh periodically. Talk about library.
Okay, sounds good. We'll leave things as is. I also, oh, wait a minute. Let me go. I'm going to unhighlight these because we already discussed why they're odd. And then the other thing I do is I put the data in order by call number and then the shelving location, just to see if there's anything that might leap out at me. Like this one. It's got a call number for book CD, but it's got a shelving location DVD. So I'm guessing one of those needs to be changed.
Go ahead. Yes, I suspect we have a typo that needs to be fixed here.
Okay, so I highlight it in yellow. So
yes.
Look at that. And the same way here. Now on the DVD,
yes.
I didn't know if you needed a different call number to separate.
Yes, we do. That actually should be different. So that's the same issue. It needs to be fixed. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see if I have anything else. This one, I think
yes.
You're using J.
Yes, we have an anomaly there. Well,
okay.
It needs to be fixed as well.
Okay, and then these just lack call numbers and a location, so I don't know what.
Yes, yeah. There's on the second title, Messages at Stone. It has a. We don't know where it is right now. We received donated a newer edition, which we checked out to an individual with the older edition. We wanted both, and then we don't know what's happened to the new edition. So we're kind of in limbo until that 2009 copy shows up.
Okay.
And I don't know what the problem is on the next one, but
it's a fast ad.
Okay, yeah, we have a brief record there.
Okay. Then the other thing I do is I pull your fast ads. You don't really have any. Well, you do have a few that are not resolved, but a lot of times they just kind of slip through the cracks. Like,
okay.
And then sometimes it actually looks. See, this looks like a regular record. So what happened is it started off a fast ad, and then I'm guessing when it came through, then it got overlaid with a complete record, but
okay.
Framework code didn't get changed. So when you're clearing out a fast ad,
okay,
and when you're looking for that complete record, either in ASCII-Cat or a Z3950, if it doesn't exist, before you do anything, and it's something that's real hard to remember to do, I forget this all the time, change that to new default.
Okay.
Save it, and then when it's overlaid, you're sure that all of the item fields, the tag fields are going to come in.
Okay.
And that's something that we didn't know about. I say it was a bug, but
okay. Oh, no, I was completely unfamiliar with that. Okay.
Oh, we were too for many years, and we just couldn't figure out what was going on for a long time. So we were just advising people. So let's see. This one, I don't think I can do anything with this. So maybe you could pull this and look for a complete record, but I'm thinking that maybe I don't have enough information to do that for you.
Yes, we had the author talk a year ago, and I'm not sure what's happened on this one, but let's see, last seen July 15th, so it's still Turkey. Okay, we'll fix that. I'm not quite sure what's happened.
All right, well, that's just a tab, and you could look through it, or Sandy could look through it, and then
sure.
If there's any questions, she can email me on that. By the way, I am very impressed about how well you know your collection.
Oh, what?
How well you know your collection. Gosh.
How well we what?
How well you know your collection. I could just, You know, this one was last seen in July, and yet you knew what was going on with it, and
well,
all
it
those
isn't
ones
that way with all of them, but thank you.
all those ones that were highlighted in yellow, you just knew. Just very
okay. And
okay.
France and Neruda. Okay, go ahead.
Whoops. Okay. So maybe what I'll do is I'm going to stop recording and start again, just
Okay.
so that we don't run too long for YouTube to put the camera
Okay.
on it. So